What's up, folks? You are tuned into the Failing Frequency. I am Ethan.
And I'm Mike.
And we like talking about Star Trek.
We do indeed. And a
What
good
you
week
saying?
for it this week.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
saying
good.
it's good Star Trek. Yeah.
Yeah, man, we got some news for you. We got some steps towards a brighter future. We got some people getting the recognition they deserve. And we got a sweet old man that just wants to read us a bedtime story.
Yeah.
And then we'll be talking about the latest episode of Star Trek Prodigy Mind Freak, starring Chris Angel.
Yeah. I was going to say, I can't remember the name of it. I've instantly forgotten the name. Was it Mind Freak? Was it Mind?
No, it's Mindwalk was the first thing I
Mindwalk.
thought of.
Okay, great.
Whoa, watch me walk through this gate behind a curtain.
Look at this. Yeah.
Yeah, I like after seeing the name of the episode, I went and checked out some Chris Angel magic, and it is shit.
Yeah. All TV magicians are shit. I don't think there's a good TV magician other than like maybe Penn and Teller, and even still, you're like, yeah, that was okay.
What was his name? Ronnie Summit or other, who had the fez, the purposefully shit magician.
Oh, I no fucking idea. I'm just stuck on Tommy Cooper now. You know,
Tommy Cooper, that's the bad boy. Tommy fucking Cooper, best magician there ever was.
Yeah.
Because he knew how shit he was.
Yeah.
But before we get into any of that, Mike, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. We are at slightly different backgrounds today. You know, I'm up seeing the folks, so all happy seeing all family, really. Yeah. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. Welcome to back up north, to the grim north.
Yeah, to the grim north. I am on 5 meg 5 meg download speed. So I am on a 14th of my previous download. So apologies to the audience if I'm slightly choppy this week. More than normal.
The fact that we can even carry on a conversation is a bit of a miracle.
Yeah. I'm amazed that it's not like, a tin can and a string coming off it. I called Sky this week and we're like, oh, have you ever considered putting fiber in around? And like, oh, no. What we can do is get some internet down copper to you. Like, yeah, it's not really enough now. Legally, it's not broadband that you're selling.
Can't put copper down up north. They'll fucking have it.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one has.
Yeah.
You'd think, it's very difficult to sell light. You'd think fiber would be easier for them to use.
Right.
Yeah.
Stupid. Yeah, I've got a slight change of scenery too. I'm going to be moving in with my partner over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be working on the basement, turning it into a playroom. I don't like man cave. I know.
You're going to turn it into a dungeon.
No, it's a playroom. I know myself. I know how silly I am. So it's a playroom.
Yeah, fair enough.
But until then, I'm in the bedroom. This Spock doll is not mine.
Oof.
Yes, my partner is also a Trekkie. My partner has Star Trek tattooed on their knuckles.
So when she's,
or
when they're providing, I did correct them.
Good.
When they're providing the beat down, people get embossed with Trek on their face.
Yeah, like Charlie Murphy getting punched by Rick James. On the forehead. Yeah, no. So it was my birthday last weekend, hence the snazzy jumper.
And how are you feeling after your birthday? This is our first recording afterwards.
It was a weird weekend. The day before, we went out for drinks, and the reason why I made sure to correct you is because over the weekend I got into an argument with an acquaintance over their inability to accept new ideas.
Yeah.
And
I'm very accepting. I'm just terribly forgetful.
Hey, you're only human. You're only human. Like,
Yeah.
there's a difference between making a mistake and correcting yourself, or like other people I know who like struggle with they them because like they're dyslexic and they've spent years making sure they use words in certain contexts and now they have to use it in an expanded context. So they struggle with it. That's fine. Outright refusal to accept new ideas is just kind of disappointing.
Yeah. It's very rare I get to, that stage. I don't care what people want to call themselves. I'm more than happy to call them that.
Yeah, just it's I consider it a perfect example of two things that I often say. One, everyone needs to watch more Star Trek. And two, isn't it sad how over the past couple of years, lots of like hippy dippy anti-establishment types have become anti-vax transphobe douchebags?
Yeah.
It's weird, that, isn't it?
And further polarization of people. What can you do, eh?
It's just weird. Like, these are people that used to be like, man, everything's a construct. And now that you say, well, yeah, everything is a construct, including like gender representation and how gender is seen in society. No.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever,
it's
bro.
just a way to get fairly decent people, cloud the minds of decent people so they fight amongst each other rather than fighting against who they should be fighting against, as is everything. There's a ruling class that prefers a working class that fight amongst each other rather than fight amongst them.
Hell yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Yep.
But shall we get into it?
Yeah, and there's time codes below to skip through to episodes and stuff like that.
Well done.
But yeah, let's go.
Well done.
I remembered.
Good job.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's. Do you know what? It's nice when we don't have to start off anything with any bad news. No deaths.
No one died.
No one died. No shitty streaming service fucking palaver.
Yep.
Star Trek Prodigy has won an Emmy for production design. Round of applause, everyone. Well done.
Now, it wasn't Prodigy itself. It was the main production designer, but I don't have his name in front of me. So I don't know if you do.
It also Aaron J. Waltke.
There we go. That sounds like it.
Waltke. I'm going to say Waltke because I'm pretty sure he's American and they tend to go phonetic.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it wasn't really the Emmys. It was the Children and Family Emmy Awards. But still, well done.
Very well
nice.
done. Yeah.
Obviously,
you expect a children's show to win a children's Emmy, so
Absolutely.
Well, very well done.
Yeah, as we always say over here at the Failing Frequency, award shows are kind of bullshit, except when Star Trek wins.
Well, they're bullshit in that the voting is all bullshit most of the time, but it's nice for people to get the recognition for hard work that they put into stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
But yeah, no, children definitely did not vote for this.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Especially for the next award you're going to say. That's not a children's award. That's it. That's a lifetime in service.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, though, we got a tweet from Aaron J. Waltke. A huge honor to be nominated with so many other great shows. Huge congrats to something and the City of Ghosts. And congrats to Talexiat for winning Outstanding Production Design for Star Trek Prodigy. Also, that's the name of the person. Talexi Art. So, who's this guy then? Alessandro Tiani.
Okay.
Handsome chap.
Yeah,
well done, guys. We are so grateful to be recognized. as Janeway says, we've only just begun. Nice one. Good for you, folks.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously, we got another thing. LeVar Burton has been honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Emmys.
Yeah. Very well deserved, you know. Reading Rainbow on, you know, so much effort he puts in.
Reading Rainbow, Roots. I've got his IMDb page up here. He directed a bunch of episodes of as well as obviously starring in Next Generation as Geordie. He directed a bunch of episodes. He directed a Tiger Woods TV movie. I've seen that movie. I didn't know he directed that.
How is there a Tiger Woods TV movie? Is it about Tiger Woods or is it starring Tiger Woods?
It's the Tiger Woods story, so presumably it's mostly. Well, actually, no. I remember for a fact it's mostly about his dad, who seems like a prick. Although that is not how he's presented.
Yeah.
We've also got some Deep Space Nine, some Voyager episodes. Jag. Did you ever watch Jag?
I've watched a couple of Jag. I've watched a couple. It's okay. It's like if CSI was military and good. Or if, like, you know, mostly lawyer stuff, so it's mostly courtroom, but it's that sort of level of stuff, but good.
So it's like NCIS, but Law and Order.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of NCIS, he's directed a bunch of NCIS Hawaii and NCIS New Orleans, which stars Scott Bakula. So,
yeah,
one episode of the Harmontown podcast.
Okay.
Do we need a director?
I think we
have a director.
Producer and editor would really help.
Oh, that would be sweet
for me. Yeah.
But yeah, he got a lovely little message from Patrick Stewart.
I'd love to be able to include his acceptance speech and the message. You know, the same with on the production designer side. But to get into view the children's Emmys seems like the biggest ball ache. I tried to do it earlier in the week, and it was just not happy with me.
Do you know what?
Like, what country are you in? Why are you in that country?
I found a couple of TikToks of like computer nerds showing you how to bypass that shit.
Yeah.
I just need to find them. I've got them saved somewhere and do it, and then send it to you, and then we can all do it. It's not piracy. It's just being a cool hacker dude.
Yeah.
Burton was being recognized for his work on Reading Rainbow, which, quote, taught multiple generations of children about the joys of reading.
Yeah.
Aww.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
we got it. I think we got it a lot less over here than in the States, obviously, because it was a PBS thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But, you know, 100%.
Well, my mum's American. She watched Roots when she was a kid, and then one day, like, she got like the Roots box set from Blockbuster.
Okay.
God, I remember Blockbuster. And made us watch it. Well, she made us watch a bit of it, and then she was like, "This isn't appropriate. These people are being tortured."
Yeah.
Which
stuff.
which is surprising considering it was the 90s and pretty fucking disgusting, the stuff that they'd let us watch back in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I watched I Know What You Did Last Summer when I was like 8.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff is so schlock, you know, the horrors of the 90s. It's more horrific what people were wearing than what they were watching.
Yes, so Trek Movie reports, in addition to thanking his Reading Rainbow colleagues and his family, Burton also mentioned how he was inspired by 3 great creators: Roots author Alex Haley, Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, and children's television icon Fred Rogers.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Right on.
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah, awesome. Guy deserves it.
Yeah, very much so. He's put in the years, hasn't he? Certainly.
Hell yeah. And
seemingly, you know, it's very rare. I don't think I've heard a bad story about him. So
no.
Yeah.
Like there's something about like TV directing that just kind of seems like, it feels somewhat more like working class. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like it's a bit more of a it's a bit more like a trade. It's a bit more like like if the filmmaking equivalent to being a laborer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Trek has managed to put a load of its actors on that track. Frakes Burton, who plays B'Elanna Torres, help me out here, and
Roxanne
Tom
Dawson.
Paris. Yeah.
Yes, Tom Paris got to direct some stuff, but not Garrett Wang. Never Garrett Wang.
No, he's not allowed. Yeah.
Nope.
All these people have gone through and just been like, do you mind if I, shadow you and learn how to direct? And for all it's done, Trek has just been like, yeah, we'll get you on directing something. Yeah. Even Pat Stewart directed, I think he directed Masks, didn't he, or something like
Measure
that?
of a Man.
Measure of a Man, did he direct?
Might have done Masks, but he definitely did Measure of a Man. Yeah, nice one. We got a nice little look at Worf in the new. We're getting a few images from the upcoming Star Trek Prodigy series. This one we get a nice high quality image
Picard
of
series.
Yep,
you called it Prodigy series. But yeah,
whatever.
It's the same,
you know what I meant.
I know what you meant. These guys knew what they meant.
So, yeah, the guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got Worf looking like a Klingon ninja.
Yeah.
Looking good.
It's good makeup on it as well, isn't it? Like
oh yeah, no. Looks
considering
fantastic. That looks like skin.
Yeah. Considering like all the TNG DS9 stuff, it was standard definition, not ready to hold up to HD makeup. So, if you watch some of the TNG remastered stuff, it doesn't really hold up that much.
The exterior shots look wonderful. The close-ups.
Yeah.
I still think he would have looked sick bald.
Yeah.
Well, I was just like, God, should have shaved his head.
I was trying to work out why he looks so different, and all it is compared to like War for the Past is you can see his ear. Like the previous wig that they'd stuck on him covered his ear, and I was like, "What's different about you? What's different?"
Huh.
Yeah. Can you guess though? There are people bitching, as people do.
Is it the Baldric?
No, it's not the Baldric.
Because that's a different Baldric.
Yeah, he's still got the House of.
They'd be furious about that.
He's still got the House of Martok, which they, happy about. But the bitching that I've seen has been because he has grey hair. And Klingons live much longer than humans. So when you saw the 3 main Klingons from TOS, Kang, Koroth, and the other one, whatever his name was, they weren't grey yet, and they were in their 150 year or whatever.
I'm fairly fucking certain they were.
They were like greying, but they weren't like white grey like Worf is.
Oh, fucking grey as fuck.
Yeah.
No, it's not white, but listen, it's genes.
It's genes, yeah. Some people turn grey like in their 30s. Look at Sunday movies.
I went to college with a dude like 10 years ago.
Yeah, you wish.
Fucking 14 years ago.
Yeah.
I went to college with a lad 14 years ago who was in his mid-20s and he was going bald.
Yeah.
My granddad had a full head of hair till the day he died.
Yeah.
And as
one of my mates in school, his dad was grey in his 30s, like full white grey, like full Worf white grey. It's like it hits people different, Yeah.
He's also got a gut. He's also got a goot.
Yeah.
Are Klingons allowed to have guts? Or
as long as they have a backup gut.
Redundancy. He's got a fucking backup redundancy gut for in case that one falls off.
Yeah.
Fucking honestly. He's old.
People, man.
Let people be old. The thing that my eye gets drawn to immediately in this picture is in the trailer, he says he's a pacifist, but he is rocking a mek'leth.
Yeah, I was saying just in the green room, he seems to be a pacifist, like America is a pacifist, or like pretends to be a pacifist, where we've got a really big stick, so we don't have to fight anyone, so we're pacifists. And it's like, well, okay, Worf, okay, well, okay, America, okay, Worf,
Yeah,
you can handle yourself, we know, so don't fight him.
Hey, man, I mean, I've been to America. I would feel iffy about being the only person in the room without a gun.
Yeah.
I like to think of it more like Sikhs are generally pacifists, but they often a Sikh will carry like a ceremonial imitation dagger.
Yeah.
Like in the Sikh faith, it's all about like you have to be ready to help people at any instant. So if you're ever lost and you see a Sikh, ask them for directions. They'll help you.
Yeah.
But
Seek,
yeah,
and you will find.
Hey, and they have the daggers because obviously there was a time when helping people would also involve defending them.
Yeah.
So,
or even like now, a Gurkha, maybe he doesn't draw his weapon unless in times of absolute need, and then he has to draw blood before he sheaves it again. I don't know.
Very cool.
That's what the Gurkhas do.
That's cool as fuck.
From memory.
That's metal as fuck, dude. But yeah, looking good, man. Looking good, Dawn. Like don't let anyone give you shit for going grey.
Yeah. Dude, like Dawn is 70 as well, so fuck it. Who wants to be grey? We can be grey in it.
Yeah, man. Just look at fucking Anson Mount.
Yeah.
Silver Fox.
The daddy of Trek.
Speaking of Picard.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting some cheeky. Ooh, what does he mean by that? Terry Matalas tweeted. Well, he said in an interview with Trek Movie that the captain of the Titan is also a major character. It's not a character you've ever seen before, and you will be hearing more about the Titan A from this captain. And it's an actor that I'm very, very fond of. I think you maybe said that. I think I remember you saying that, like, that Riker wasn't necessarily going to be the captain of the Titan.
Yeah, they'd said Riker and Seven weren't going to be captains of the Titan, and they've been hinting at in the Picard season 2 to season 3, like comic book bridge gap thing, that we're going to see them. But I think it's probably going to be after the start of Picard, and it's going to be a mystery. But by the sounds of it, not a mystery because it's going to be, Tasha Yar or something like that. Just a mystery for the sake of not announcing every sort of casting detail before the show actually starts.
More NDA related mystery than anything else.
Yeah.
So Terry Matalas, someone tweeted at Terry Matalas in reference to the 12 Monkeys TV show. Deacon is such a great character, and 12 Monkeys rocked. At Terry Matalas, promote this man to captain a starship in the future. And Terry Matalas replied, "Now that's a good idea."
Yeah.
And then later the same day, the actor Todd Stashwick, who played Deacon, tweeted a nice little picture of him and Terry Matalas. The biggest happy birthday to the wickedly talented Terry Matalas, with whom I've had the good fortune to share in many, many adventures on screen and off, and I'll do it again. This I know. I can't ever thank you enough. I owe you big time. Much love. And
then someone took a screenshot of mid Picard trailer, and there's someone who looks somewhat like him, but it's all blurred. It's during a ship getting hit or something like that.
Yep, classic.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video of the like camera shake corrected clips?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
where they're just
funny.
going,
With it.
yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like I'm gonna say I think that this is the case.
Yeah. I think that's probably true as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They worked
It's
together. I'm guessing
surprising.
Terry Matalas worked on 12 Monkeys. Then I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think he was producer on it, producer and writer.
I never checked out the show. I love the film.
Yeah, yeah. Same. I don't think that the show came over here easily, and it wasn't, of the level where I was like, I need to watch this show through means.
Yeah.
It just kind of went by the wayside and finished, I suppose, for us.
Yeah, like if you've seen the film, it's it's however long that series is, it's just prolonging how we know it's going to end.
Yeah,
because it ends at the beginning.
Does it?
Because
the TV show as well.
Because it's, I mean, presumably, because it's fucking Ouroboros, motherfucker. Snake
Who knows?
Its own tail.
They might not have renewed the TV series, so halfway through it just ends before it gets to the start again.
And everyone's just saying like, "Oh man, I wonder who that man he saw die at the start of the series when he was a child. I wonder who that man was."
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for 12 Monkeys. It's him.
At least in the movie. In the TV, it's probably up for debate because it was never finished. Who knows?
I love TikTok.
Yeah,
I do.
You do.
It's a great, like, as someone with ADHD, and as someone who fucking hates having to spend 10 minutes waiting for anything. TikTok is kind of a lifesaver.
Yeah.
And now, good old Sir Patrick Stewart is on TikTok. If you didn't have a reason for joining TikTok before, you do now. Because for the next 12 days, Patrick Stewart will be reading us excerpts from A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And it's wonderful. It really is.
I'm going to wait until someone collects them and puts them on YouTube. I don't need another app in my life. I already don't use Insta. Why am I going to not use TikTok?
Mate, who needs a fucking advent calendar?
Yeah.
I can just eat chocolate whenever the fuck I want. You know?
He's done it at the perfect time as well, considering the US is considering, it probably won't, but banning TikTok. He's just like, now I'll join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he's definitely got an assistant, so they can just So Patrick, it's time to film you doing a stupid dance.
It's probably his missus, because his missus a good couple of years younger than him. She probably knows about the TikToks.
He's got a smoking hot younger cougar, which is a younger cougar.
A younger cougar. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like I say, who needs a fucking advent calendar?
No.
But yeah, speaking of TikTok,
we have a TikTok.
We've got a fucking TikTok. I set it up a little while ago, but like then I forgot about it. I have ADHD. Leave me alone. But today I've sorted it out. So if you and I'm going to be uploading some videos over the next few days. So if you head on over to TikTok at Failing Frequency, follow us on TikTok, and spread the word.
If you want the short form of this, this that doesn't take an hour and a half for us, TikTok's where it's at. Absolutely.
But if you can't just have a couple minutes of us, you need the full ride. Head on over to TikTok at Sir Pat Stew and follow Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Because he's a wonderful man. And like I said, he just wants to read you a bedtime story.
He'll be properly retired now after Picard. It'll be the place to see him.
Yeah. But he can still make money on TikTok because he needs it.
Yeah. This 90-year-old man needs to make extra money before he pops.
So we got some real world, awesome, cool scientific news. Probably the most highbrow source that this podcast has cited yet. The new scientist
You're not picking the Beeb
report.
one. Okay,
No,
cool.
fuck that. We'll go with the new scientist. We're going with a science platform for and by scientists. New scientist reports nuclear fusion researchers have achieved historic energy milestone. A controlled fusion reaction has generated more energy than was put into the system for the first time, bringing viable fusion power another step closer to reality. Fuck yeah, baby. One step closer to warp drive. This is fucking cool.
Yeah. Energy is the most important thing for all of us. We could desalinate water, clean the air, move away from carbon emissions, that sort of thing. And even though this is still how many years away, they're not going to build a reactor tomorrow for it.
No.
It's still, rather than saying fusion is 50 years away every decade, it just moves along. This is actual progress and decent. There's a big asterisk on the producing more energy than was put in that to power the lasers, to get the lasers working, it took a lot of energy.
So we've got the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California, in an experiment on the 5th of December, the lab's ignition facility fusion reactor generated a power output of 3.15 megajoules from a laser power output of 2.05 megajoules, a gain of around 150%. Asterisk. However, this is far outweighed by the 300 megajoules drawn from the electrical grid to power the lasers in the first place.
Yeah. It's still a step in the right direction, because laser activated isn't the only way to get fusion working. There's also the magnetic stuff. There's
magnets. You fucking smash particles and shit together.
Yeah, magnets, bitches. That sort of thing.
You're fucking hamster in a wheel.
Yeah.
There's a free concert here in Leeds every year, and they have one stage. It's a DJ stage, and it's powered by voluntary exercise bikes.
Okay.
So they just like let people take a turn. So like someone's getting tired, and someone needs to come and get on this bike.
Yeah. You wait until the drop happens, and then the music stops for 10 minutes as people, recover, and then it starts again.
But yeah, this is very fucking cool.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of similar advances in other areas. A laboratory in France is nearing completion, and its first experiments are due to start with another reactor using the same design and shit. There's another one in Korea, the Korea Superconducting Tokamak Advanced Research.
Yeah.
Fucking initials K-Star.
Nice.
That's good branding.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really cool. This is a step in an awesome direction.
Now proper real world news.
Yeah, man. Maybe they could use the reactor to power the laser, but then they would need another reactor to power that reactor. They would need another laser to power that reactor, and they would need another reactor to power that laser. Then they need another laser. Oh man!
Just wait until
this is a real fucking snake eating its own tail over here, mate.
No, what'll happen is
it's hard to show that tattoo, but
what'll happen is BP or someone goes okay, so if we just have a coal plant powering the laser, powering a tiny bit back, then we can say that's 100% clean energy. So that's how we'll do it. That's how we'll greenwash our stuff.
We'll greenwash it. We can power, is there any way we can power the laser using fucking seagulls covered in oil.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking at what I believe. So Chittenden, his name is. Clever man by the name of Chittenden says, what I believe we really need to do is concentrate on increasing the diversity of approaches so that we can try to find something that has a lower impact cost and a faster turnaround so that we might be able to get something in about 10 to 15 years time. So not that long in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Certainly a reduction from the, fusion is 50 years away every year, and it just slides further away. 10 to 15 years would be very nice for a working prototype that outputs more energy, including the laser cost or the superconductor magnet cost or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm happy.
Yeah. Last bit of news before we get into the thing. We got some comic book stuff.
Yeah.
We've got a lost episode of DS9 that's been put into comic book form. But this is not a lost episode.
No, this is written after the fact. And judging on, let me try and remember the picture. Worf is there, but they're in the early DS9 uniform. So it must just be, season 4?
Are they, though? Because that was another thing that I noticed instantly. They are not in the early DS9 uniforms. They are not in the later DS9 uniforms. They are in a bastardized.
Okay, because the line's down the top.
Yeah, I don't like it. It kind of looks like the Academy uniforms from the later era.
Yeah.
The colored shoulders don't look right on the with the piping.
On the puffy,
With the piping, it doesn't look right. With flat, looks great. And in fact, when Picard's dad was in last season of Picard, and he had the grey shoulders just on the flat, that looked great. This looks gross.
Yeah. And do we want to tell people the title of this comic book and the main plot of it? Because it seems funny and outrageous.
Yeah.
It's called Dog of War. So dogs of war.
Cry havoc and let's sip the dogs of war.
And what it is Quark gets a corgi called Latinum. The corgi is called, but it seems to be some sort of ruse, I believe. Yeah, sent by Cardassian.
I bet it's Odo. I bet it's Odo. Hey, man, corgis are cool. My favorite anime, Cowboy Bebop. The corgi Ein is the smartest person on the ship.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm very much looking forward to this. As we know, I'm trying to keep up to date with all the comic runs at the moment that aren't the Mirror Universe or Discovery, because it's the Mirror Universe. And very much looking forward to getting to this whenever it comes out. It's next year, but wasn't it April or something like that? Yeah, April next year. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I might think about getting it in trade.
Yeah.
Can't be doing
not
with issues.
Not being dodgy like me.
Can't be doing with issues. I'm a blue collar worker.
Yeah. I'll just get them dodgy.
I'll get the trade paperback. Get the graphic novel.
Yeah. And one of the alternate covers for this is the Niners, so DS9's baseball crew playing against the Lower Deckers.
Yeah,
in Lower Deck animation style. Awesome.
Yeah, it's
awesome
great
stuff.
I'm like just seeing more of the DS9 crew in that art style just makes me want more DS9 in Lower Decks for sure.
Yeah. We know Mariner was there.
Mm-hmm.
Be nice to see it. Yeah.
Absolutely. But that's it for the news. Not a lot, but it's all good.
Yeah, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm feeling all confident and happy, especially on the fusion stuff.
Yeah, man. I definitely like, I always ask, do you feel informed? And usually that's sort of tongue in cheek because like none of the news we report is actually like important
No.
news. But today we did a news.
Yeah, we did a news. We did a news. Yeah. But should we move through to Prodigy, which the episode was
Mind freak.
Mindwalk,
Yes.
something like that. Who knows?
Mindwalk.
Yeah.
I just
There's
realized why it's called Mindwalk.
yeah, because the mind.
Because the mind, and because they do a something walk.
Yes, they do.
No spoilers though.
No spoilers. No spoilers. What did you think of the episode?
I'll be honest. Like when the premise of the episode made itself apparent,
Yeah,
I was a bit like, "We're doing this again."
yeah. It doesn't feel long since we did almost this.
But
yeah.
I'll be honest. I think that this might actually be the episode that I've actually laughed out loud the most at.
Okay.
Like,
of Prodigy or
of Prodigy,
like...
yeah, of Prodigy.
Okay, yeah.
Like I think this might actually be one of the funnier episodes of Prodigy. Like this is I've got loads of notes. Like this
Wow.
episode's, and literally I say notes. I just mean like that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, this episode really funny.
Yeah, same. Thought it was a proper funny episode. It gives two of the cast something actually interesting and different to do. Janeway being, or Kate Mulgrew being one of them, and something that you never really see. Because I was trying to think back of the last comedy episode of Voyager, or the last comedy episode that Kate Mulgrew was in. I'm like, the AMH got comedy episodes, but she was never funny in them, from what I remember immediately.
Like
so,
this.
yeah. So I thought the stuff that both the cast in it, the other cast member as well, were decent. They were funny. There was a couple of references. Something that we talked about last week actually happened.
Yes, like honestly, yeah. I was here. I was watching with my partner. We don't often watch Star Trek together, but like they were a bit like when I was like, yes, finally,
yeah,
fucking use your head, use your fucking senses. It's so big.
Yeah, it's yeah. So, yeah, it was fantastic to see that happen as well, because God knows we've been asking for it. And it actually moves the story on. Like, last 2 weeks haven't really moved the story on at all. No. Whereas we definitely end the episode at a different place than when we started it.
Absolutely.
And an exciting end to it as well. Proper exciting end to it as well.
Yeah, we've gone through 2 episodes that were kind of supposed to be sort of like comic reliefy, sort of exposition-y, but not really. And then this episode is quite comic reliefy, and also, like you say, moves the story forward. So like at first I was like, nah, but by the end of the episode, I had thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yeah. Right. Do you want me to do the episode rundown, and then we can go on? Let me actually get to it. So the protostar, controlled by the construct, warps away from the Dauntless towards the heart of Federation space, with Dauntless in pursuit. Zero tries to use Dal's telepathic DNA to communicate. God, those mulled wines went down really well earlier. Communicate with Janeway, but shenanigans happen, and Admiral Janeway and Dal swap bodies. In Dal's body, Admiral Janeway talks to the rest of the Protostar crew, works out what's happened, apologizes for chasing them, and talks to Hollow Janeway, purging her corrupted files and seeing what's happened to Chakotay on board the Protostar getting boarded. Rock and Zero work out that Dal and Janeway need to touch to swap bodies back, and they suggest touching each other on a spacewalk between the two ships.
Spacewalk.
Spacewalk. Mind warp. Meanwhile, with Dad, with
Dad,
where are you, Dad? You're very purple. You went out for a walk so many years ago. Meanwhile, with Dal in Admiral Janeway's body, the crew of the Dauntless think something is wrong with Janeway because how weird she's acting, and she gets put into the sick bay. The Diviner repays her kindness in saving him by freeing her, and she and Dal space jump, swapping their bodies back. The episode ends with the Protostar exiting warp in the heart of Federation space, surrounded by dozens of Federation ships, and Admiral Janeway wakes up in the brig.
Mm-hmm.
God, I need to, drink less mulled wine before these.
Before you wake up in the brig.
Yeah. So where do we want to start?
I mean, like, so my first note I've got is, it pertains to sort of how the resolution of the big reveal that we got at the end of last episode, that the Janeway hologram has secretly been a Manchurian candidate.
Yeah.
And she just, at the start of this episode, she just immediately takes herself offline or appears to. Great, selfless Janeway. As we would come to expect from real Janeway. So yeah, that was cool.
And the chat between the Janeways, I thought was very good. It felt very early for the bad subroutines or whatever to get purged, but the actual chat between them, I thought was like really good.
Yeah, I liked the narrative device of switching, the Dal to Admiral Janeway for the conversation.
Yeah.
It was fun to actually see actual Janeway and hologram Janeway interact with each other. It was fun to see like hologram Janeway's problems being immediately resolved the second a competent adult gets in the room.
Yeah.
Which the Prodigy crew friggin' they need, the Protostar crew rather, they need a competent adult desperately, especially since like Dal as Admiral Janeway again spends the whole episode not
being completely not competent on that side.
Yeah, and just and not just saying like, I'm not Janeway, I'm the purple kid. Just tell them what's going on.
Here's what's happened.
I guarantee you it's not the first fucking Freaky Friday situation they've encountered.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
It happens all the time. And speaking of it happening all the time, it's a bit weird, that this episode coming after Strange New Worlds Today, Shenanigans, Body Swap. Body swaps aren't that unusual for Trek, but we went a good number of years without a proper one. And then we've had two in a year, and you go, okay.
Yeah.
And they're both the comedy episode, obviously.
Whatever, it's a classic narrative device.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a good old-fashioned body swap shenanigans? The second note I've got refers to fucking Dr. Newham.
Yeah.
Fucking curtain twitching Tory bastard. He's a fucking curtain twitcher. You see him looking out that fucking window?
Yeah.
Here in the UK, a curtain twitcher is someone who like is always seeing what people are up to. Like they're always there. And you just see the curtains twitching. What are they up to?
What's that going on there? Yeah.
Curtain twitching.
How dare people be living their lives outside of my house? Yeah.
Next couple of notes I've got are a couple of neat tricks that only could have been written by, Trekkies. So, and it's the Vindicator. We get that scene with with the Vindicator and the fucking what's his chops, the Puppet Master,
Diviner.
the Diviner.
Yeah.
And the Vindicator says, I'm gonna go put Janeway's comm badge in her quarters so that the computer thinks that's where she is.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'm surprised no one's tried that. I mean, they've probably tried it as like a misdirect. They've probably done it as a misdirect before, but I've never seen someone go, "This is what we'll do. This is a plan that I've got."
People have certainly taken off their own comm badges and put them to the side, but I can't remember a case where someone's gone like, "I'll take off someone's comm badge." Or maybe there's a half kind of a body swap episode that they might do it where the EMH in Voyager is impersonating Janeway, and they're like, I think then he's got a collection of comm badges.
Maybe.
I think when he's switching personalities, he puts on someone else's comm badge. I think maybe. Yeah.
But then we also get in the chase. You know, we're in a light speed chase, warp speed chase, and the crew of Janeway's ship extend their warp bubble around the protostar so that they can like tailgate them.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen the extending of the warp bubble trick done before, but it's usually like to help someone. This using it as like a, I mean, what would you call it? The defensive fucking like car.
Well, way to transport between them. Yeah.
There's a word, but it pertains to driving. I can't remember. I'm not a motorist.
Tailgating.
No, different thing. But whatever. Yeah, it's a clever trick. Neat trick.
Yeah. And narratively, it had to happen anyway because you can't have people jump between the ship and exit their warp bubbles going towards each other because they just vaporize or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That. Yeah, it needed to. Later on, when they do the spacewalk, like, none of that should have ended well.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see. I haven't read any reviews or anything like that yet, but I'm waiting to see people complain on the jump between the ships when we kind of saw almost exactly that happen in Enterprise, where Trip moves between two ships at warp with their warp bubbles connected. So I'm waiting for someone to say like, "Oh, New Trek's so dumb, do jump between ships," just to point them. That
was a great moment in that episode of Enterprise.
Yeah.
Just when Trip just stops for a minute to look around, and he's just like, "This is fucking something."
And it's a good concept for an episode as well because it's pretty much just speed. Where it's we can't slow down, we can't shut off the warp core, we have to keep on going faster and faster. Great episode. Yeah, Divergent maybe. Divergence, die something. I don't
know. How I think like the thing that I believed the least about this episode was Dal being able to harness his genetic propensity for telepathy.
Yeah.
Out of the blue and immediately.
Yeah. Instantly, the Organian in him, they keep on saying as well. So
how do you get Organian DNA? I'm fairly certain Organians are actually like energy balls that take the form of humans.
Well, what's her name? Una is Organian.
Of course.
So he's the same.
They can.
That's what I wonder. I thought possibly. Yeah, that's what I thought. Possibly they're setting up some more of Strange New Worlds because they talk about how ancient Organians could, before they turned into energy balls, swap bodies by touching people. And I was like, okay, I'll keep my eye out for this, Strange New Worlds. Let's see if she's got any telepathy. And I suppose Organians, they're not all genetically the same because they move around. So maybe she doesn't have those genes. but who knows? It's
Well, they are there are people that can kind of like adapt.
yeah,
So I would imagine like Organians come in all different, all kinds of different flavors.
yeah. Whether gaseous or solid. Yeah. Or smoking hot. Yeah, so they keep on lining up the Organian side of him. And I wonder, it is quite, it's plenty of opportunity, like narratively, for Dal to have all these different traits inbuilt to him. So he can be half telepathic one episode, and he can have a warrior spirit the next episode, and sort of stuff like that. It is good narratively. What's the did you have the same ball ache as I did with Janeway talking to Gwyn this episode though about his augmented nature?
Augments aren't allowed. Augments are shit.
Janeway.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I'm afraid. I wonder how they're going to resolve that. Are they going to? Because we know later, because Picard said later, and augments are still a thing then. But we can't not have Dal joining Starfleet after all this. So
they allowed Bashir.
They allowed Bashir. But they allowed Bashir through loopholes because like he was tested on for the most part against his will.
Yeah. But so was Dal. So was
Dal. If he is an experiment gone wrong, what if Dal does have parents? What if he's the child of two augments? Would he still be allowed? Because like what's the chops on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, she's allowed. She's a Noonien Singh. She's the child of augments. She's the child of augments. Yeah. Because
was it just bred out of her? Has it just been so many generations past that she doesn't have that much augment in her? Because I don't think I ever got clear on that, whether she was an augment but it was bred out of her, or whether she was just related and Khan, her cousin, got augmented, her great grand cousin got augmented, but her family line didn't. I just don't know about that,
because she's I think it is that she is of an augment line.
Okay, yeah.
But like she herself has not had any augmentations done. And I think that's the problem that Starfleet has is people who are willing to create genetically augmented beings or augment themselves.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the thing that they have a problem with.
I just wanted to grab hold of Janeway and say, like, maybe it's not the best time to say that. Maybe you wait until all this is resolved, you get the ship back, you resolve that, and then say, by the way, then you crush their dreams. There's no point.
Not only are you not allowed in Starfleet, but you're kind of under arrest.
Yeah. We've got this large incinerator here. Yeah. It just seemed to because he's already we know from watching the other episodes, Janeway doesn't know, but we know that he's already feeling real down because he feels a failed experiment and all that. And if he just gets you're a failed experiment and you can never join the Starfleet. Okay, I mean, why just crush a man while he's down? Yeah.
So the Freaky Friday situation, what did you think of the performances? I thought Kate Mulgrew's performance was a lot better.
Yeah.
The guy who's playing Dal,
isn't it? Yeah.
He's a young lad. And they don't teach that transatlantic diction in theater school over in America anymore. So he just couldn't do that pecan pie. I'm captain of the Proto Star. I can't even do it. I didn't go to theater school. But yeah, I
thought
did fantastic.
The Janeway side of it Although, like the Janeway side of it, I was like, her crew should really be throwing her in sick bay and
Like
you know
immediately.
immediately, where she's just like and pew 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 like Dow does.
Finger guns.
Yeah,
Hey.
it's like, or she spits out coffee. That should be the second where you go, okay, no, transport her straight to the brig. We'll do
definitely wrong with
yeah, something's up here.
this. Yeah.
Um,
Saw great looking Bolian in that scene.
yeah. It was, with all animated shows, it's the rest of the voice cast that do like the additional characters as well. So it was the rest of the voice cast, Jason Alexander and whoever doing the Bolians and that. So yeah.
Did you see Janeway's the tendril thing? When Janeway was Dahl, that fucking tendril was going nuts.
Was it?
Fucking,
okay.
His fucking rat tail. That was going fucking nuts, man.
Yeah. His avatar tail. His avatar sex organ.
Yeah. Oh, did you know that shot from Avatar is not on the Disney Plus version of Avatar?
Isn't it? Where their
ponytails intertwine.
Yeah. Okay.
They took that out. The rest of the scene is still in it. But apparently that is too much of a visual representation of penetration. So they took it out. No,
good work,
Disney.
conservative America.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I want to see ponytails fucking getting it on.
Yeah. There's just that one Avatar superfan who's in a blue bodysuit who's just, enjoying themselves a bit too much to that scene. So Disney take it off.
There are no Avatar cosplayers.
No.
You've got to be too in shape to do it.
Yeah, and like 15 foot tall, like basketball players in the US. If you're a basketball player who has one of those genetic anomalies who are like 13 foot tall, then cosplayer Navi, please.
Cool. Sweet. I loved it when Janeway called, when Dahl as Janeway called the first officer antennas. Like, is that okay? Hey, antennas, you do the thing.
You're in charge here. Yeah.
Yep. That was funny.
And like the Vindicator on the bridge being like at the start when Janeway walks in, she's just like hand on the phaser, ready to turn around. Thought that was good as well.
Yep. I bet they were probably just thinking like, how fucking hard did he hit her?
Yeah.
He straight up turned her into an idiot.
Yeah. She might be, she might have gone a bit west. Can we sort her out here?
I was ready to kill her before, but no, I'm genuinely worried about her.
Yeah. Did you think it worked, the Diviner letting Janeway go? I thought that came out of left field a bit.
Bizarre.
Where the Diviner's like, no, I hate Starfleet, but you also saved me, Janeway, so I'm repaying the favor.
I mean,
it seems so out of character where he's like, he's got that honor built into him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's maybe he's just tired. Maybe maybe he does have like an internal morality. You know, maybe he has a he has a quest. He's on a quest. He has a duty to perform.
Yeah.
But outside of that, maybe the Diviner does have his own sort of morality.
Yeah. Well, I think we did wonder last week, didn't we, about whether they'd dare try and rehabilitate him as a character and make him, put him up against the Vindicator being much worse next season or whatever. Maybe it's the first step towards that. Who knows?
He's fucking jacked.
Yeah, for 100-year-old man.
Like, he's fucking jacked. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's not even in his like still suit anymore.
No, he's not even in his the prime of his life. He's an old man.
100-year-old man just knocking people out. Judo chop.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I liked how I've got it here. Janeway, when they're about to do the spacewalk, like, I just thought to myself, like, this is Janeway in a young person's body.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she's gonna go and do a fucking spacewalk. Fuck yeah, I'm down for that. My knees haven't felt this good in years. I'll fucking do whatever.
And she does the old, I forget how she says it, but it's like, yeah, I'll do this. I was a salamander once. I'll do whatever.
I was a salamander once. I had to have sex with fucking Tom Paris.
Yeah. Ugh.
And they're like,
you never
who's
washed
Tom
that off you.
Paris? And they were like, ask the hologram. She'll tell you all about it.
Yeah.
He's a douche.
Yeah. Let me pull up. That should have been more questions from the crew being like, you were a salamander? It's like, okay, sit down. I have to tell you a 40-minute episode here.
Yeah. Settle down, kids. I'm going to tell you how evolution works.
Yeah. Sometimes you go towards warp 10 and turn into a salamander, and then you fuck your crew, and then you have salamander babies that you just leave on a planet.
What? And sometimes, like, a fucking cloud, you fly into a cloud or something, and your cat turns into a fucking lizard.
Yeah, it just happens. That's evolution.
That's just how evolution works, guys.
Yeah. Weird. Let's do the saying why we were so right last week, though.
I knew we were going to do this next, man.
We were so fucking right, where we were saying they should just have cue cards and out the window do the Love Actually sort of shit.
Yeah, just do the. I mean, instead we got fucking. My notes just have help. I need somebody help. Not just anybody. Like, still works great. And like that whole like exchange with him and Jankum Pog, that was fucking. And like Janeway's like, what? He did this? And they're doing that?
Yeah. And people walking in on Janeway, and she's like, "No, I'm just stretching, cool, keeping limber."
Oh man, honestly, it's just the window is so big.
It's so big, and the ships are so close together. Just get when they were doing charades, I was just like, just get cue cards, please. You could even use holographic cue cards. The whole bridge is holographic. Just put up a message on the window.
Fucking window.
Yeah.
Do not approach. Kill a virus. It will make your ship castrate you.
Yeah. I'm surprised. You know what they could have done? I'm just thinking on it now. Oh, maybe they couldn't because of the virus. Janeway has the prefix codes for the Dauntless, presumably. But to use the prefix code, she would have had to communicate. Yeah, I'm talking bollocks. Yeah.
Now that she's back on the ship, like presumably she's not stupid. She probably got the prefix codes for the Protostar, so maybe they can beam the kids off the Protostar now.
Yeah, but if they use the prefix codes, does it count as communication? And she's stuck in the brig at the moment as well, isn't she?
That is
but
true.
that should be like a 2-minute resolution, as long as it's not Essentia talking to her. Because if Essentia talks to her, it's like, no, I knocked you the fuck out. I just need Dr. Newham to do the talking. Yeah, that bastard.
Yeah, like that was, that was vindicating, that moment with the charades. But like we still did get the ever-present frustration of Star Trek Prodigy, which is just tell the adults what's happening, kids.
You could just say on the bridge when you're starting to get found out, when you're about to get thrown in the brig or whatever, or taken to sick bay, just shout out, myself and Janeway have body swapped. I will tell you exactly what has happened on the crew, and Janeway's just outside the window there. She can tell you that's the truth as well.
Look, they're doing the Beatles album cover.
Yeah. and they've moved on from that to the YMCA. Like when the rest of the crew of the Dauntless look out, it's just like
the crew of the
YMCA.
Captain, the crew of the Protostar seem to be doing a village people.
Yeah, one of
Which
them is
one's
dressed
which?
up like a Native American for some reason. He's dressed up like
Yeah.
Chakotay.
Gwyn.
Gwyn is
Gwyn
dressed
would be
up
the
like
Native
Chakotay.
American.
Mm.
The builder, the construction worker would be Jank and Pog.
Yeah, I can see that.
What else was there? There was a motorcycle cop. Dahl. Oh no, Dahl's not there then. Oh no, Janeway's there. Janeway's as
there.
Dahl. Yeah,
Dahl.
Janeway as Dahl could be the motorcycle cop. And then what was it? There was the construction worker thing.
I don't know my village people that well. Damn it.
Astronaut.
There was a builder. If we'd gone through builder.
We did builder. That's
builder.
Well,
okay, that's Pog, isn't it? Yeah.
There are not many Star Trek podcasts, folks,
that are talking about
go on
YMCA.
Village people tangents, but a cowboy.
Cowboy.
Murph.
Yeah, Murph can be a cowboy.
And then, oh my God, how many different versions of? Oh, and a sailor, of course.
A sailor.
Sailor. That could be hologram Janeway. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, good to get that vindication, but as you say, Dahl's still a fucking idiot. But they're kids. Yeah. Kids are idiots, aren't they?
They are. They're stupid. Kids are stupid in the same way that animals are stupid. Yeah. in the same way that, like, you know, people are stupid.
People are stupid. People are stupid.
Especially children. So they don't know things.
Yeah.
I'm not being mean to children.
They just don't know things.
Yeah, they're stupid and they smell and they can't fight back. So you can fucking thing. Or, like, you know, if there's like maybe like 6 or 7 of them, you maybe want to start worrying. I could probably take out 5 or 6 kids.
How big are kids are we talking here? Like, if it's 6-year-olds, I reckon it would take about 50 to swamp you.
Just fucking swing them.
It's because it's one hit each, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, just yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah. I'm grown.
Yeah. But how about the ending anyway?
Oh man, it wouldn't be New Trek without a good old fashioned copy and paste Armada.
But at least there's at least 3 different types of ship.
Is there?
Yeah, there's sovereigns. There's
I saw like 5 Dauntlesses.
No, there's only one Dauntless.
I mean, there's only one Dauntless in my heart.
Well, yeah, but there's only one Dauntless class. There's like 15 sovereigns. I think I counted 15, 16 sovereigns. There's 2 Defiants. There's about as many Centaurs. So the ship upcoming in Resurgence, and you know has been a kit bash for years.
Kind of now.
Oh, and there was the Akiras as well. So you know there's a good
Akira class. Gotta love it.
Yeah. Akira class. This is like the most sovereigns we've ever seen as well. Because normally,
I don't know, mate. I'm from Yorkshire. I'm from Yorkshire. I've seen guys wearing sovereigns on every fucking finger. Fucking.
Yeah. But like, normally, I think previously it's been talked about where there are like 20 sovereigns total over like the whole build of them, and that's why you barely see them. Because by the time during the Dominion War, you just pump out the ships that you were more ready to pump out, so there weren't that many sovereigns. And after the Dominion War, it was kind of like, oh, we've got these better ships now. So there were never that many. And in this, it's just like, oh my fucking God, there's sovereigns everywhere. Maybe this is what happens to all the sovereigns next episode. They just get wiped out.
We had some Defiants in there as well.
Yeah, there were 2 Defiants. Yeah.
Nice. Just reading this on Trek Movie. Dahl calling Tysis antennas surely must be a Starfleet HR violation. Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I would imagine so. That's like calling someone. I'm not even going to say. I'm not even going to say what it would be like calling someone. Although I did used to work with a really hot redheaded girl, and I used to just call her Red, and she loved it.
Yeah, that works for a redhead. If they're happy with it. What doesn't work as much is in the Enterprise era, calling all humans pink skins. When you've got, there's Travis on the bridge as well, who feels very left out.
He feels left out as it is, and he's like,
he's not in any stories, and he's like,
now you're not even going to be racist to me.
Yeah,
now I'm being left out of the racism. Like, I mean, I've got mixed feelings.
Yeah, what did I do to not get racism directed at me? Yeah,
I mean, he's probably never this is it's set in the future when we've moved past all that, so he's probably never actually experienced racism in his life.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Have we got anything else to talk about on the episode itself?
I mean, generally speaking, like I say, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. It was, when the Freaky Friday of it all showed its face, I was a bit like,
yeah.
I mean, is there a Freaky Friday too? I bet that sucked.
I believe there is a direct video or whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, no, this was great.
Did we have any messages? I didn't write any messages down for the episode.
I mean, I guess, you have, the diviner, one good turn deserving another, which, isn't necessarily always true. The ever-present message of...
He wants to genocide a whole people, but he's done something nice now.
He's totally redeemed now.
Yeah.
Then there is, of course, the ever-present message in Star Trek Prodigy, which is seeking to understand before being understood.
I was going to say communication is key. If you can get across your point to someone, then you're probably going to be in for a better track of getting all of your goals, their goals achieved. Yeah,
absolutely. And own up to shit. Like, look at all these look at all the farce that occurs in this series just because the kids are scared of getting into trouble.
Yeah.
Just got to.
And only one of them needs to be scared about getting into trouble because one of them will be put in a furnace for his genome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Eesh.
Yeah. Eesh. On that note, then, should we say?
Absolutely. Live long and prosper, you motherfuckers.
Yeah. Do all the usual thing YouTubers ask. Like, subscribe, comment.
Check us out on TikTok,
Twitter, all that.
Stand outside your window, doing signs at people, saying F, like the F, A, I, L, and so on.
Yeah. Peace and long life, double dumbasses as well.